There are a whole lot of ways to break 80, and not all of them are pretty. I have one of YouTube's most notoriously unattractive golf swings, but I break 80 about a third of the time, and Golf Sidekick broke it down best. All you really need to do to break 80 is hit 6 greens in regulation, scramble 6 times, and the remaining 6 holes, well, you have some leeway on those. And if you're trying to break 80 for the first time, don't torture yourself by teeing it up any farther back than about 6,500 yards, unless masochism is your thing.
That was good.
But the game is meant to be enjoyed, and let's evaluate today's first approach shot.
Okay, we got 112, full pitching wedge at this time of day.
My pitching wedge usually carries 115, but it's 7:30 in the morning with no warm-up under my belt. I think it's the appropriate step. But you'll see that despite a decent strike, this comes up about a club short. But no bother. It's a green in regulation, and typically breaking 80 requires 2-putting when you should. But my first putt of the day proves to be pacey.
Whoa!
And I'll have some work to do on the comebacker. And I miss it. But like I said,
That's a bummer.
there are a lot of ways to break 80. And whatever system you use, it's pivotal that you wipe bad holes from memory and just keep pushing on.
If you go straight or left, it's only about 230 to the end of the fairway. It's a dogleg right. I'm going to take an aggressive line over the traps and see what I can do.
I've committed to a plan here, but the execution's off.
Sit hard.
But again, we wipe bad swings from memory and just move on to the next one. It's never too late for your best shot of the day, and that's exactly what I proceed to hit here. Typically, scrambling for par is done by a good chip or putt, but like I said, there are a whole lot of ways to break 80 this game, and a whole lot of ways to make par too. And here on the second hole, we managed to scramble for a very unlikely par.
Good par. Thanks.
One of 6 times I did that today. We also don't need a lethal driver to break 80. What matters more than squeezing a few extra yards out of your driver is keeping it on the golf course, which I managed to do here.
3-shotter from there. Okay, so 252 here. I'm not getting that out of the rough, but a little miss short right would be fine.
One non-negotiable for breaking 80 is level-headed course management. I don't want to leave this next shot in a treacherous bunker 40 yards short of the green, but I'm confident in my ability to hit a fade from this lie, taking the treble out of play. So it's just a smooth swing with commitment to my line, and it's right on the money.
Okay. All right, so 37 yards is going to get thrown right when it lands.
And though I catch this one a bit heavy, it does trundle onto the putting surface.
That worked out.
The pace on this one is far better than it was on one, and it's a straightforward 2-putt par.
Okay, this is a beast of a par 4. 430, uphill tee shot, and we're into a slight breeze, so even a good drive is probably going to leave a hybrid in.
I'll level set expectations here. It's stroke hole 3, meaning that my expected score as a golfer with a handicap above 3 is a bogey. And I'll have my work cut out to do after this swing.
That's so bad. Okay, just get this back to the fairway.
There's not even an option for a hero shot here. In fact, my only thought over this one is to put clean contact on it and get it back in play.
Yeah, okay, 149.
And now it's just a smooth 7-iron in. It's a good strike, and actually winds up a bit past the hole.
Sit.
And a 2-putt bogey here is more or less what we drew up. But like I said, there are a whole lot of ways to score in this game.
Yeah.
This is the most gettable par 5 on the golf course, but after snapping a couple of drives left, the overcompensation on this one almost felt inevitable.
There's the fade.
And how's this for an outcome?
Into that tree. Literally into it. Okay, this is no fun.
Taking an unplayable here would still leave me with no line, so I opt to poke it out with a 7-iron.
All right, success. Okay, the cart says 263 middle, and it's a back flag. Just gonna try to hit a 3-wood somewhere up close, and maybe we can get up and down.
And this 3-wood will give me a chance to scramble once more.
It's hit well. 63. Huh. 3-wood only went 200. I thought I hit it really well.
But after this scuzzy one, we'll have some work to do.
That was pretty bad.
But I'm locked in on the lag putt. The scorecard doesn't care what I'm putting for, and securing a 2-putt limits the damage to a bogey.
Okay, so 145, but front flag. So I'm going to hit a 155 club. Choke down on it a hair.
And despite my best effort to coach myself through a swing, the reality is that I am prone to these.
That was hit so badly, it's hard to even explain.
You almost hosel that?
Yeah.
And I've seen some of you opine in the comments that while my course management advice is well and good, you still need swing fundamentals to break 80. That's absolutely true. We all know that I'm no swing coach, and that's why I partnered with Swing Tweaks. I'll level with you. Rick Shields and others provide some useful feedback about fixing a slice, but if you really want to start striping it, you need more than generic advice. Making improvements to your swing needs to start with the professional assessment of, well, your golf swing. And Swing Tweaks makes receiving personalized golf instruction as easy as ordering an Uber. Just submit a video of your swing and watch your phone light up with professional help tailored to you, complete with video, notes about your swing, and even drills to work on. Compared to seeing a pro in person, it's far less hassle, and it's about the price of a glove. Better still, as a viewer of the channel, you can use the code STRIPED for 20% off your first lesson on Swing Tweaks.
Thanks.
Back to 6 here, where I've erased some of the damage of my poor tee shot by wedging one close. And for the third time through 6, we'll find a nice scramble for par. This plays as stroke hole 1 here. There's water in play throughout the hole, and there are fairway bunkers in play at 230.
I'll take a very smooth swing here.
So I'll opt for a smooth 3-wood, and once again, this club is cooperating for me today.
Okay, 141.
It's just a short iron in for me,
Didn't hit that great.
and it does find the green. Dan sends this one past the hole,
That needs to slow down or hit the hole.
and I'm playing mine far more conservatively. It's just fine, and I'm thrilled with the par on stroke hole 1. I've just watched my playing partners hit 6 and 7 irons into this green, but I'm trying to stick to my game. This 5 hybrid replaced my 5 iron recently, precisely because I'm able to hit trajectories like this with it. It lands softly below the hole, leaving me with a long uphiller for birdie. It's not meant to be,
Oh!
but it's good enough for par. One final tester on the front 9 here. It's another hole where driver brings treble into play, but I can comfortably hit a full 3-wood.
104.
Now it's just a wedge in, and not even a full one at that.
Go. Yeah, I was trying to back off of that way too much, I guess.
I'll take a second to evaluate the miss, and just move on. So we'll have to try to scramble for par once more, and for the first time in a while,
Thought that was uphill.
it's a miscue with the flat stick. But we wiped that one out with a great stroke here to close the 9-2 over par. So despite half a dozen poor shots on the front and 4 greens in regulation, we're tracking for our sub-80 round thanks to some decent scrambling and avoiding doubles on the card. Let's see if I can keep it going. The back starts with a push up the right, but one of my longer ones of the day, leaving me another wedge in.
Okay, so 115. Actually, we're a bit into, so I'm going to take a nice, proper, full golf swing with the pitching wedge.
And I'm trying to incorporate a lesson I learned on the last hole. Backed off swings haven't worked out for me today, so I'll try to hit this one full.
Oh, it's muddy. Go hard.
And despite a mud ball, it works out.
Yeah, it's really good.
And the camera doesn't capture this, but this is a very slick downhill putt. I mentioned that I don't treat them any differently if they're for eagle or for double. What's important here is to preserve a 2-putt,
That was a tough putt because it was downhill.
and I do just that. After reeling off 5 straight pars, I'm feeling good over this tee ball, and it's actually one of my better iron strikes of the day, but
Oh, pushy. Boy, I hit that well. That's annoying.
it ultimately finds a bunker. And after my buddy Dan points out that there's no real lip in this bunker to contend with,
Go.
I decide to get creative here.
Dan, you're right, man. I'm putting. Okay, we're going to do the old putt out of the bunker. The only thing that sucks is it's going to release so much, but I kind of like this better than wedge.
It's a bit pacey coming out of here, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed. Like, I would have been happy with that result with a wedge.
This is the effort for par, and I hit it on line, but once again it's not meant to be, and we'll card a bogey. And that kicks off a tough stretch for me here. It's another long par 4, where I'll actually get away with what looks like a big miss here.
Saw a bounce, yeah. My good luck today continues. This found the fairway. 162 front flag. Gonna hit a full 6 iron.
But this one, not so much.
Didn't hit that very well at all.
And suddenly the bad shots start compounding, because this is another poor effort, leaving me with a long look at par. It's another slick one that I'll give respect, and like always, I won't try to force these in order to preserve par, because a ram putt here would bring double into play. And I'll settle for bogey.
All right, let's hit a draw here.
13 is another hole along the edge of the property that calls for a draw. And this one is really overcooked.
Not like that. Okay, this isn't super fun. Try to hook a 6-iron.
And I'm trying to hook one out here, but this one's probably a bit beyond my pay grade.
That was not what we were trying to do, but it's on the fairway.
Oh well, on to the next one.
Okay, 267 and into wind. We can get there, right?
I'm definitely not getting there, but this club has treated me well today. And in hindsight, it might have been a good idea to hit this off the tee with my driver a little squirrely today.
I mean, it's still going to be 50 yards short.
I'm left with the pitch into a tucked pin, and despite my best effort here, it releases to the back. One more long downhiller, and one more good effort, and the bogey train here will have to continue. This hole is a full 90-degree dogleg right, and funny enough, my attempt at hitting a fade
Oh, that needs to sit.
is a slight pull draw.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Just a long way home. I was trying to hit a high fade there. Okay, 142, back pin.
But in any event, it leaves a short iron in, and the ball's sitting a bit below my feet, and I don't make great contact here.
That wasn't hit well. It needs a big hop up there.
But after managing to scramble on the front nine a handful of times, I'm licking my chops looking at this one. I have a ton of green to work with, and I took my time to get a sense of the break on this putt for the last 20 feet or so. I get it close and clean it up for par.
This is also a launch pad. I'm going to hit a 140 club full.
Once again, I'm incorporating the lesson that partial swings haven't gone my way today. So despite the yardage and the elevated tee box, I know that into wind and with the tee box sloped upward, I'll probably need all of this club. And while the strike is good, it misses the green just a hair left, where the look at getting up and down is a little trickier. And I won't lie, I'm just trying to chip this into the hill and hope for decent release towards the hole. And it works out. I'm left with the 4-footer for par, and I knock it in.
Thanks.
So we've gotten up and down 6 times so far today, and with the bogey train firmly in the rear view, it's on to the last 3 holes, a tough finishing stretch here at Riverway. On 16, it's imperative to play up the right in order to leave a manageable number into the green, and at long last,
Yeah, that should be really good.
I finally hit one on line with my driver.
We're downwind, right?
But on this intimidating approach shot, I hit another stinker.
Oh, that was hit terribly.
The camera hides the shelf this pin is sitting on, and I won't complain with this outcome.
Pretty happy with that.
For the sake of our match today, this one has to go, so I give it a bit extra trying to take the break out of it. And I've actually violated my own rule over these putts, leaving a testy comebacker not for par, but for bogey. But fortunately, this time I get it to go. It's the final par 4 of the day, and it's one more that misses left,
I don't know.
albeit enough distance to leave me a short iron in. And that led to some discussion.
Okay, so I have 142 downwind. I'm just debating between an 8 and a 9. The pin's at the back. This feels like a big 9-iron.
And given my proclivity for poor partial swings today, I'm going full bore with a 9-iron, but it's a bit of a misstrike.
That wasn't on a good line. Should have looked better.
Fortunately, I once again have a lot of green to work with. But after catching some good breaks from the golf gods today, they even things out a bit with this one.
Oh God, it landed in a pitch mark.
Oh well. On to another long par putt that doesn't quite go, and we'll settle for bogey.
That's what I played. You're on a slightly different line.
The par 5s haven't gone my way today, and after a good strike on the final one here, disaster's pending.
Okay, so we have 229 to a front pin.
That's my worst swing of the day among many.
Well, that was not good. At least I have a line.
So now it's time to hunker down over the day's final approach.
Okay, so I have 100 on the nose, and I gotta find a line to the flag here.
And while you've heard me provide some on-course commentary after bad shots, I recently read a book that encouraged more positive self-talk after good shots. So forgive me the boast after this one.
What a shot, Adam! Like 10 feet.
I'm left with a great look at birdie to end the day. And though it doesn't quite go, I did break 80 today. So there you have it. 6 greens in regulation, 6 scrambles, and a sub-80 score. Proof that there are many ways to break 80 in this game, including days where you hit a ton of poor shots along the way. For me, the key is staying mentally checked in, accepting the bad stretches, and remembering that breaking 80 doesn't always have to look pretty.